All right, so let's just go through the year by the numbers. In 2016, we ran 2,431 calls within the city. That's total fire, EMS, everything all together. And that's overall an 80% increase in the last 10 years. Not quite as much as we did last year, but pretty close to the same thing. One of the calculations we also did this year was the fire loss versus save. We had a total of $416,000 in fire loss. And that's just actual loss to fire that burned up here in the city of Monroe. Versus the save. We actually saved over $2.4 million worth of property here in the city of Monroe, which is pretty awesome. That's the first time we've ever really done that through the year and calculated how much we actually saved. As far as the firefighter who ran the most calls this year, which was 432 or 17% of the total call volume in the city of Monroe, that goes to Mr. Ray Johnson. I didn't have a picture of the second place guy, but we all know that second's the first loser, so we'll just skip that one. All right, we had a lot of changes in 2016. We bought new structural firefighting gear. City got the money together for us. We spent just over $45,000 on new structural gear, gloves, flash hoods. We were able to get two sets of flash hoods for every firefighter, so we can change our flash hood because we know cancer in the fire service is a big deal now. Of course, we have a new gear room. Same thing. We got the gear out of the bay where all the soot and the dirt is. Got it into the gear room, and of course, we enacted a hearing protection program as well. We built a new roof over the patio. I've been there for 17 years, and we've been wanting a roof over it for 17 years.
20 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. Joe corrected me. 20 years. But good enough, the council allowed us to do that. It's been a very relaxing place for most of the guys. The guys got together, bought a TV. They were able to get that out there. I think overall, a huge morale boost for the department, for somewhere for the guys to go and relax. Of course, we got the new storage building. I think we filled it up in about 3 hours. We still need more room. It's been very helpful to get all the stuff out of the station, actually be able to walk through the station and breathe again, getting all the stuff out of the bay. In 2016, we had a lot of training opportunities. It was quite unique. First off, we had over 18 MPQ certifications. Those national certifications from hazmat awareness and ops to fire officer 1, fire officer 2, fire instructor, and those are individuals that got those certifications. We're able to send Matt up to the National Fire Academy up in Emmitsburg, Maryland. That was pretty unique last year. This year we already have myself and Andrew will be going up to the National Fire Academy, and we have 2 more petitions in for 2 other individuals to go up to the National Fire Academy this year. So that's another unique training opportunity. Of course, we have the live fire training burns up on North Broad, 3 houses. It's great to get 1 house that you can burn. It's almost unheard of to have 3 that you can burn. So we had a very good time with that. Over 2 days of training, great training. That was some of the best live fire training I've seen in a long time, especially on day 2. And if anybody was there on day 2, you remember how hot it was. We had some good times on those days. Chainsaw class. I grew up on the farm. I grew up with chainsaws. A lot of other people didn't. A lot of guys, the only chainsaw training they've ever had is that in recruit training when they're going through in their first year. So we did bring in an expert with chainsaws. We did advanced chainsaw class this year, and that was pretty good. The active shooter training that we did with Monroe PD, that was unique in the fact that this was the first year that the University of Georgia wanted to do something out at Athens Tech, part of the university system of Georgia. And when they came in, they actually brought the FBI, the GBI, the Georgia State Patrol, and all those other lettered people in, and they were going to tell us how we needed to do our active shooter training. And then we told them what we did, and they were like, oh, well, then y'all can show us how to do it. We'd already been doing it for years now, and that was really good. This year was our first annual East Metro Firefighter Conference. We were one of the cities that actually helped host it. We hosted the extrication training, and that's where, of course, you go in and cut the victims out of the car and stuff like that. That was advanced training that EMS came in and helped us out with. Great training across the board with the East Metro. Other memorable events. This year in 2016 we did our promotions. We created 2 new positions. One was, of course, assistant chief, that'd be me. The new fire marshal. We promoted a captain this year, 2 lieutenants and 2 sergeants. I don't know, I think it was about 15 years since the last time we had any type of promotional process within the department.
You named yourself, name the rest of them folks that got promoted.
Back up. There you go. The new fire marshal will be R.J. Lott, the captain will be Andrew Dykes, the 2 lieutenants will be Jimmy White, and who's the other one? Jody Carter, there you go. I love you, Jody.
Sorry, missed it.
2 sergeants would be Matt Johnston and Mike Toe. And actually it'd be 3 sergeants because RJ made sergeant before he made fire marshal. There you go. We're talking more about the fire marshal. That was RJ Lott. That was implemented back in November. And that's where we actually technically created our community risk reduction division. That was the first time we ever had that. And of course, he focuses in the community risk reduction division is going to be focusing on code enforcement, inspections, investigations, public education, and of course property maintenance all wrapped into one. We did have a fatality here in Monroe this year, a fire fatality, and that's the first time we've had that in about 15, 16 years since we've had actual fire fatality within the city limits. And while that is tragic, going back to your community risk reduction, it is those simple things, education, prevention, inspection, investigations, that could have prevented that from happening. And that's the reason we have that program in place now. We had the Live Fire and Safety Award for the State Fire Marshal this year. George Walton Academy participated in it. We had over 7 awards from that school that actually went down to Macon, and the fire marshal, the state fire marshal, was able to hand out those awards himself. We sent crews up to the wildfires in North Georgia, and now we're on to the awards. Hey, Tommy.
Come on up.
Come on up, Tommy.
You know, when you get as old as I am, Tommy looks like he's about 5. He's a real young looking guy. What you want to say? You want to say something?
Thank y'all. I'm glad to be here.
Now, we actually messed up on Tommy's a little bit because was this your 6th year or 7th year, Tommy? I think we missed you last year. There you go. So that was actually, we missed you, but we caught up to you. All right, now the Shift Firefighter of the Year Awards, that's pretty much where the captain can recognize an individual on their shift and kind of hold them out from everybody else. And so we have 3 different winners this year, and we'll start with A shift. If you'd like to come up and say who you chose.
Yeah, I got my poll that you had me right.
There you go.
Chief Owen sent out a message and said, I need something in writing about this individual, so everybody knows my gift of gab, so here it goes. A Shift's Firefighter Award goes to the individual who displayed pride in his department above what everybody else on shift did. This individual absolutely waxed the competition. He washed away all the problems that we had. He detailed all the important things that needed to be detailed. He's a polished firefighter that outshined all the rest. So A Shift's Firefighter of the Year Award will go to Oconee Auto Spot. To David Novak. In saying all that, what Dave did is he has put countless hours into buffing and waxing and cleaning and polishing, and it's he constantly, if you give him a minute, he's out there with an extension cord and the buffer, and he's working on it. And that right there puts pride in our community. So when that truck rolls out and it's shining like it is, that's because of the hard work. It makes us look good when we're going to that bad event. So all that hard work paid off, and I appreciate the support.
I see you starting to do some of that shining on his head. He's trying to get like mine.
That's right. Try it again and I'll get you. It's going to be kind of hard to follow up that polished presentation that you just gave. That's really good. So you saw a few minutes ago, we had that whole list of all the different promotions that occurred this year, which is really cool. And in the process, I think my shift ended up with the most turnover. So I really had the opportunity to work with a bunch of different folks this year in one way or another as they've moved through. The person that is going to receive the B Shift Firefighter of the Year award has since been promoted and has since been promoted off the shift. He too is polished, much like Chief Glass and myself, in terms of his radiance at the beacon level. And this award goes to Sergeant Mike Toe. And just to give you a little background on this, Mike has stepped up to the plate as Chief Owens was promoted. Training became a secondary event to all the other administrative tasks that Chief Owens was handling. Toe stepped up to the plate. He's a fellow night owl. Everybody else would be asleep at night, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. Two of us would be on computers doing paperwork. He really went above and beyond. The department has benefited significantly from his efforts and will continue to benefit from his efforts. So, Toe, come on down.
Yeah, what's wrong with it? Yeah, there's still some up there.
Okay, we'll start off with, I didn't know I was going to be making this speech, so here we go.
There you go, you're all right.
All right, C shift. If you'll look on the board, it's a total story. There's a reason for this. The reason for this is, this guy here, care what we ask for, he wants to be on the first out truck. I want to do it, please let me on it. He cries for this. When he found out, for the last 6 months, this guy has kept up with every call that him and Ray Johnson's ran. He's cried, I'm going to catch up, I'm going to catch up. He has even offered to come in and work for nothing so that he can get those runs. You didn't make it, what, 30 calls short? If you'd have worked them 10 free shifts, Bubba, you'd have had it. Great guy, we asked him to do something, he does it, he bends over backwards. Come on up here, Matthew. Whoop, whoop.
I'm glad they taught you that up there. We got a few special awards that we're going to do, and I'm going to say just a few things. Mash that button, see what happens. We done a Citizen Appreciation Award this year, and it goes to Taylor's Record Service. They just been great for us. I tell you, one event people are forgetting about is the bomb scare that we had. They were instrumental in bringing us some water and doing all kinds of things to help us. We had probably 100 people housed at the fire department during that. And my experience on the military world, I've seen those and been involved in them at a lot different level. And I'm going to tell you, your first responders in the city of Monroe done an excellent job. They done a superb job in how they reacted to it, how they quarantined things, how they took care of business. Real proud of them, but we're also proud to have a community partner like Taylor's Record. If y'all would come up, Captain Owens has got something he wants to give y'all, and just say thank you. When I retire in about a couple of years, I'm going to get me one of these things. But we do appreciate y'all, and just thank you for all that you've given us.
All I'm going to say is when I came into this, my motto was, it's not about the dollar I make, but the friends I make along the way. And every one of these guys have went above and been exceptional, and y'all are not friends, y'all have become my family. And thank every one of y'all.
We had a very special visitor to the fire department not that long ago, and you know, we made a donation to the fire department. And Robbie, and Daddy, if I say the name wrong, correct me. Paben, is that correct? Paben? Robbie Paben? Robbie, is that correct? Well, Robbie, let me tell you, you're just some kind of special. And you touch the hearts not only of all those firefighters and their families, but of Walton County and the citizens of Monroe. So if you and your family will come up, we got a little something for you today, okay? Come on, come up here. You'll be all right.
Look here, little man. We got that.
And we hope it gets cool enough for you to take it. Yeah, yeah. That was Merry Christmas. All right, thank you. I'm just real proud and real honored to be a part of Monroe Fire Department. These guys have kind of adopted me, and they've accepted me, and we've gotten a lot of things done together in a short period. One of the things that we're working on that we got the money for last year and we actually got started is probably by April, the fire department will have its own live fire training facility out at Gouda. We certainly appreciate our council's support of that, and we appreciate them sharing the same vision with us and realizing how important training is in public safety. Training in public safety, you know, it's not always about saving a dollar. It's about saving a life, and a life has no dollar value that you can put on it. So all those dollars that the council and the citizens of Monroe invest in our training pays great dividends, and we appreciate it. We'll be looking at the SAFER grant that we talked about during the budget talks. The SAFER grant will allow us to add some folks if we're successful in getting it. It's pretty tough. It really puts our commitment of the taxpayers off for about 2.5, 3 years. So we're going to be working on that. The things that you know, the fire department, Chief Owens put together tonight a good slide presentation that pointed out a lot of big things. But there's so many small things. There's so many thank yous that these guys get. There's so many kind things that these firefighters and firefighter women, we have a female firefighter, and I'm proud of that. Stand up and wave at everybody. When Bill was hiring her, I found out she was a certified police officer, and I tried to send her a different direction in her career field, but she was very happy where she's at. But I'm just proud to have the opportunity to be a part of them, and I'm going to tell you, they make things happen, and they take care of a lot of folks, from getting somebody up that's too big to get up on their own, to getting there before EMT does and doing procedures or taking care of folks that let somebody live. So I personally want to thank all of you. And now we're going to move on to this last thing. If you can go back, you going to hide that thing? Oh, hell. The firefighter, just talk about this just a second. This is something that's voted on by your peers. There's no greater accomplishment or no greater honor, I would say, than to be recognized by your peers. That's the guys that you work with, and guys and gals that you work with every day, and they recognize your performance. This year, Sergeant Toe is the recipient of the Firefighter of the Year. I'd like for all the captains to be in this picture with him with that. There's a anonymous person that for the 2 years has made a donation, and half of it goes to the Officer of the Year and half of it goes to the Firefighter of the Year. I'm going to hand you a note, and that note has that recognition and contribution. I share the name with you and just ask that you make contact with him and his family. Tell him you appreciate the gesture, because it's a pretty nice thank you. But with all that said, you're a Firefighter of the Year, Sergeant Michael Toe. Toe's a big old boy.
Nice try.
You ain't nowhere near it, I'm sorry.
Ready?
Appreciate it.
You got anything you want to say?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
No, you always.
Yeah, but, no, I want to say thank you to all y'all. I know this was a voting matter. I'm taking it mostly has to do with some of the training we've been doing. I appreciate it. It's going to continue. I'm working very hard to finish out this year with the training stuff. Y'all are just as much into it as I am, and I'm always looking for help. Y'all got ideas. I see it as one big group and everything on what we do as firefighters, as training and everything. And I mean, y'all deserve this just as much as I do, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
And there's a plaque that hangs in the station that's got the Firefighters of the Year, so it's there, you know, for visitors to see and that kind of thing. Again, what I want to do is thank each of you. Thank you to the retirees that are here. You're very much a part of Monroe Fire and its history. I wish we had that kind of legacy with the police department, and we've tried to do some things, so maybe 20 years from now we will have that kind of legacy, but I think that's so important. Hopefully, maybe in March, April, we'll have the fire training facility up. Maybe we'll be able to host a chicken supper or stew or something like that, let y'all see the facility, because you know, things that you've done before we arrived has helped us get where we're going. So we thank y'all, Mr. Richardson, Mr. Bradley, Mr. Edcock. Y'all got anything y'all want to say?
Thank y'all for inviting me here. But and every year I tell you how much I appreciate you and what you do. But I want to just emphasize from a council perspective, and I think Wayne and Jimmy will agree with me and maybe add to it. But there are a couple of things happened this past year which makes me as a council member real proud. One was the fact that we could authorize several thousands of dollars for you to get new equipment. Chief mentioned a few minutes ago, sometimes a dollar saved is not as much as a life saved. And no more lives important than our firefighters. That new equipment that we were able to authorize some money meant a lot, so we were glad that you get that. The second thing, and I was real happy for this year, was to see the number of promotions. those of you that got promoted to assistant chief, to captains, to sergeants, to whatever, you know, and the fire marshal, all of that was so important to see people earn stuff within the department and be able to get those promotions. So as a council member, I was glad to see that, and once again, just thank you for what you do.
I just like to I agree with everything Larry said and add to it. And just a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you for what you do every day. I've shared with you before, some of y'all hadn't heard this, but my son-in-law every third day rolls out just like you guys for the city of Gainesville. And I'm proud to be here where we can, like Larry said, authorize expenditures to buy you new equipment to keep y'all safe, because at the end of the day, it's all about going home. And I appreciate each and every one of you.
I agree with Wayne and Larry. I'm just glad to be part of it. I think we got some great people in this department. Keep up the good work. Y'all do a great job every day keeping everybody safe. I've experienced it firsthand with personal property that Monroe Fire Department put out. In a matter of minutes, it would have been destroyed, but y'all saved it. So y'all do a great job every day. It's good to see females involved. I like to see that training. Gosh, we can't have enough training, and you know, I'm all for continuing the training. If we need equipment, we need it. So I'm all for getting new equipment when we need it. And I just want to thank the spouses for supporting your husband or wife and what they do, because it takes a lot, I know, to do what they do every day. So thank y'all. And I enjoy the camaraderie of the retirees when we have the chicken stews and the suppers, and that's good. Let's keep that up and keep it going. It's good to see the young people getting involved, the new ones coming around to keep it going. So it's just great to be part of a city that's had a long tradition like Monroe Fire Department has. And thank y'all.
A little bit of help. I didn't really do this at all, but that right there belongs to you. I'm gonna knock everything over. Tommy Lyle did all. Well, who helped you, Tommy?
My shift, everyone, my shift.
All right, C shift.
Tommy, if I know that, we went ahead and give you a 10-year award tonight instead of we found it. You know, they made that thing and got it up there down there at the fire department, and ever since I've been saying it, you know, I want one of them, I want one of them. That is such a neat, that's just so neat to me. And thank you so much, Tommy, and everybody that done that. And, I appreciate it, and I got the place to put it, so thank you all so much. That's a great surprise.